No matter what you are passing through, they don't say sorry or no problem. They said,
Wale wale.
hello everyone, I welcome you to Arena of Healing. In this place, you wake up smiling, you feel no harms, and your bondage will be removed. My name is Oluwadamilola Matthew, and today I'm going to talk about the free, fun, and the fat of UAE. And also I'm going to share gospel with you. But before we proceed, I would like to share a story with you. A man went to the heaven, and they just stopped him at the entrance. By the time they opened the book of life, he has no record, bad or good. And the man asked the angel, can you permit me to go to the heaven? So far I don't have the record of good or bad. The angel asked him, can you give me a single reason why you need to go to the heaven? I saw the guy fighting a lady, and when I got there, I gave the guy a slap, and he let the lady go. The angel said, when was that? Because it was not written in your record. He said it happened last week. Angel commanded another angel that they should go and throw him in the pit, because the heaven is meant for a peacemaker. When we are talking about UAE, known as Dubai, it has many activities that is different from every other country. But before we proceed in saying anything about that, it is necessary for us to acknowledge the God that holds the heaven and earth. 2 Peter 3 verse 13 says, but according to his promise, we are waiting for the new heaven and new earth, where the righteousness dwell. Heaven confuses many, and some don't even understand much about heaven. They said, when you get to the heaven, all what we need to do is to be singing hallelujah. A lot of people, they think that the heaven is boring. Heaven will be a lot of things. It is a beautiful place. It will be a marvelous place, a gorgeous place, fantastic, amazing, and surprising place, radiant, but it is not a place of boring.
As we are leaving the earth here, and of course we'll pass the earth, going through the trapezium, continuing past the trapezium as we come to heaven, to the city of New Jerusalem with the foundations of precious stones, the gates of pearl. Approaching now to the temple in the New Jerusalem.
The sanctuary. And as we go to the sanctuary, what are we going to end up with? There is indeed right before us Christ the great high priest
And the Ten Commandments.
And the Ten Commandments.
Jesus himself speeds toward the earth at thousands of times the speed of light. He will have to slow down. As it lights up the sky, those people who are alive and waiting for Jesus will welcome him. Will say, lo, here is our God, we have waited for him. In Revelation 14:12, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and have the faith of Jesus.
The deceiver, he will do all he can do to deceive the saints and the sinner for what God has in store for them. 1 Corinthians 2 verse 9 says, what God has for those that are love him, eyes have not seen, ear he has not heard, and he has not even entered into the mind of anyone. So what are the funny things in UAE? Number one, their lady don't dance because they believe that every part of lady is very sensitive. Second, you don't run for any vehicle. The vehicle will wait for you. Number three, No matter what we are passing through, they don't say sorry or no problem. They said,
Wali.
the ratios of men to women, it is 3-1. Don't be surprised if you are a lady and you see a man running after you. How do you know a rich person in UAE? Is to look at their plate number. The lesser number that you see, the high is the status of the person. Number 6, police drive a luxurious car like Lamborghini, Ferrari, although it is not all.
If you have ever been to Dubai, you know it's unlike any other city in the world. Dubai has attracted global attention through large police force. It's hard to know where to begin with this legendary police squad. For starters, the 15,000-strong unit has apparently started training its officers how to pilot a new flying motorbike. That's right, Dubai drivers might get pulled over by a flying bike cop if they announced they would be adding a Lamborghini Aventador to the fleet. This was the obvious choice if you were in the market for a maximum wow factor mainstream supercar back then. So it came natural, even if the car came with a $350,000 price tag. They also added a $200,000 McLaren MP412C with a max speed of 207 miles per hour to the fleet. Complete with flashing lights, it can accelerate from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds. The custom-made vehicle, painted in Dubai's flagship green and white colors, carries a 2020 number plate to celebrate the nation's successful World Expo 2020 bid, which will showcase.
So what are the free things that you can get in the UAE? Before we go into that, the priority of every saint on earth, it is what God has prepared for them in the heaven. I know that all of us, we are familiar with the book of John chapter 14 verse 2, which says, in my Father's house, there is many mansions there. If it is not true, I'm not going to tell you. As I am going to go and prepare a place for you, that where I am, and you also you may be there. Jesus promising us a free mansion that we don't need to labor for when we get to the heaven. Revelation 21 verse 6 says, and he said unto me, I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I'm going to give to those that are thirsty the free waters of life. And verse 7 says, he that is overcomer, we are written all things. God has promising us that there is no limitation to what we are going to enjoy when we get to the heaven. What are the free things that you can enjoy in UAE? Number 1, you can go to any nearby central bank and do any transaction, even include money change. Number 2, in case your vehicle is breakdown in highway, you can have a free service. Although this is limited to only Abu Dhabi in Terminal 3. There is a free Dubai bus that can take you to your board gates. And also in Abu Dhabi, you can request it for free shuttle bus from Yas Island. And number 6, in case of medical emergency, their ambulance is free. Here is the fact of the UAE. Although I'm going to tell you few of it, but before that, I'm going to mention some facts about the heaven. I know that many of us, we are not in haste to go to our destination, but we have some question in our hearts. Number 1 fact of heaven, we will not miss our whole life. That is a relocation of a location, and the person that is absent in earth, he or she will be present in the heaven. So we are not going to miss our whole life. Number 2, we will not be tempted again. Devil is tempting us on earth to believe that the earth is the best for us and we should turn ourselves away from God. But in heaven, we will never be deceived. We will always see the scary scar in the hand of Jesus. Number 3, we will have to walk. God is not created earth and go to the bed. He is still walking up to date. God hates a lazy person. We can see that when the Samuel go to the house of Jesse to anoint the king, Jesse brought out all the children he have in his house. But God told all the lazy, busybody that they should stand on their feet until the one that is walking in the field come back. John chapter 4 verse 34. Jesus says, I will do the will of him that sent me, and I will finish it. Number 4, we will still experience emotion. How are you going to feel when you see Jesus face to face in that day? We will shed the tears of joy in heaven. We will embrace God's justice and righteousness, and God will be the source of our joy. So what are the facts of UAE? Number 1, debt of any kind. It is not tolerated in UAE, and you can find yourself in the prison. Also, your account will be frozen, and you will not be able to leave the country. Number 2, Dubai is more progressive than any Middle Eastern country. Experts make up to 71% of population. Dubai Miracle Garden is the biggest garden all over the world. And not only Dubai Miracle Garden, include Burj Khalifa. Above all, Jesus is coming. Dwell in the light of his word. Never lose hope. Have discernment spirit. Encourage one another. Live as today is your last day. Keep on doing the work that Jesus has handed over to you. Do not be distracted. Be focused. God bless you.